Okay, I have another boombox here. This is a follow-on from the Sonic one because, like I said, this has got the same mech in it. This is the silver. It is a M something. Oh, ST3500. I think I'll send you. Shin Shirasuana Electric Corp Japan. I probably should try and read that the right way around rather than upside down. Looks like we can select the voltage, got external DC, microphone. I will be able to find out what year these were sold because Dick Smith Electronics sold these ones. And I did have a look at this before because I already swapped I think the pause button was broken in this. It's kind of lost a bit of paint there. It's otherwise in quite good condition, doesn't look like it's been out in the sun. And I think I did actually get it going. I can't remember, I think the idler might have been shot in this and I pinched it out of that other mech. Because there is another one of these machines here which I think will be getting turfed in the dumpster. That was the mech I pulled apart to fix that Sonic mech with a broken plastic bit in it. So that other machine's never going back together and the case in it is horrible. I'll probably dig it out after we can have a look at it just out of interest, but they did sell quite a lot of these machines. Like I say, possibly because Dick Smith Electronics had them, so they were available in every capital city of Australia basically for, I think, a few years, at least 2 or 3 years. I do remember these being around when I was a kid. I think someone had one, maybe the school had one, but definitely I remember seeing these around that time. Besides that, I would have seen them in the Dick Smith catalogue, but you can't really appreciate them. I think it's only black and white, like an orange, or more like an orange and black sketch of them or something back in those days. I don't think the catalogues had proper photos, but I could be wrong about that. It's got a couple of square LEDs in there, or rectangular, tune and power battery. I think the front just comes off these if I can get all the screws out. Have I missed another one? I think I've got them all. Oh, the door, better eject the door. Always remember to eject the door, that's what it was. Never just go rushing in and ripping the door off, or ripping the front off. Looks like the back comes off maybe? Oh no, what have we got? We've got, I think this one we've got to take the knobs off. It's one of those, because it's kind of splitting in half at the moment. Can I just gently, oh, if I did pull it apart, doesn't want to come apart again. There we go. Sometimes you can squeeze in on them like that and push against the front. Oh man, that does not want to. There's always one of them. Come on, volume. And the problem is, if you're not careful, you'll mark the front. Trying to get it off. I think this one is slowly sliding without actually managing to mark the front, but give up already. Sometimes you've got to do both sides. It's a bit big, that screwdriver, but it's not the end of the world. It's slowly working its way up. Gotcha. Yeah, that's it. So this is lovely inside. Bit of dust. But the speaker cones aren't... Got a wire over the speaker, that's not so good. Speaker cones aren't faded. Maybe a tad, but not really much. There's more dust than fade on them, I think. Deck is nice and clean. Yeah, that idler is good in there. This one's almost like new in a way, like it's far from perfectly clean and everything, but compared to most of these, wait until you see the other one I've got. That one's what a lot of boomboxes look like. They've been in sheds, they've been in the sun. They look atrocious these days. So this, if I did fix it, I didn't clean it. I may have just swapped the button over and that was it. I can't remember now. It's been a few years, I think. This is one of the earlier ones I picked up when I started collecting a few again. And I was actually kind of glad to get it, even though it's a lower end box. They just had a certain style, certain look to them, and I do have some history with it. I remember these boxes being around. So I think they were they $99 or something, Dick Smith? Far from a high-end box, but just a good general basic sort of box. Reasonably nice styling on it, even though it's a bit plasticky. I guess some of these graphics and stuff kind of make up for the fact that it doesn't really have any real features. They just like to tell you it's got a lot of features in a bit of a pretense. We've got a nice push button tape radio switch. Again, a nicer touch than a lot of them had. Ooh. Volume is scratchy as. So if I did anything to this, it was just a minimal thing. Is that balance? Yep. That's a bit iffy as well. Not surprised. I might as well clean both the other controls. Tone, balance. And for a minute I thought we had a remote receiver in here, but it's just a bit of metal with a hole in it. It looks a lot like those little, they're not as big as that normally, but infrared remote receivers when you see just black through it. That sounds alright. Not the loudest thing on earth, but not too bad. What's the other button do? Stereo mono. Oh, in mono are we? That's a tune light. Maybe a stereo light, don't know. AM, FM, so I'm liking these push button switches, are a nice touch rather than the little flick up and down ones. Lights up on tune when you're on AM.
Sure, and Kitty Green, I'd happened to see before I even knew I'd make this, and then it was in my mind, because again,
I think these were more like 84, 85 from memory, but I could be wrong about that. Only the Dick Smith catalogue will tell, not much point going by memory.
R.C. Dari and Pasto,
Yeah, so it doesn't automatically do tape over the top. Oh, tape radio. Whoop, that just stopped. Well, the sound of it, it needs a new belt. It's starting up and then stopping while rewind works. You can hear that typical motor whirring sound. About the same mech as the last one. Gonna have to come up with a name for these mechs, I think. The Hong Kong special or something. I wonder where this is made. Is it made in Hong Kong? Yes, we know your company's from Japan, but we know that you probably didn't make this there. But it doesn't look like it actually says. Is it underneath? No, that's interesting. Oh, product code, set serial number. Yeah, I don't think we're made in Japan, but on the back, oh, that was the DC socket, wasn't it? And got a microphone socket. That's right, I think I looked at those before. Oh, I can't believe I left that thing running. I don't barely hear it, but the microphone picks it up really well, so that's really annoying. But that's the problem with having test gear on the same shelf as the mic. I must put a better mount in one day. It'll probably pick that up anyway. It's got a counterclockwise 9 volt, which would be the same as that other mech I pulled to bits. Oh yeah, that belt's pretty chunky, but is it slipping? I bet it wouldn't take much. Except I can't get my finger on there to do anything. But yeah, even there it's slipping a bit. I guess to prove a point, well, probably remove the power cord, didn't I? Because the thing does not like to sit on its back. Just being careful here, because there may be bare mains connections in there, and I think there are. Yeah, this has got live mains on the back of the board, so that's a bit of a thing to be wary of. Runs without a tape. It's decided to work now. Not very well, but we're slipping a bit, I think. What's stopping here? The capstan of the thing, oh no, of course, as soon as I look at it, it runs in. If I touch that, it stops. And you can hear the motor. Yeah, if I hit that, the motor just stops. The capstan stops, yeah. Get it going again. bit of scratching type effects. Oops, I think I flicked the belt off, did I? Yep. Belt's come off the idler. Yeah, that's a pretty soft feeling belt. But at least the idler's in good condition, needs a clean. Wires holding everything together. And we should be able to just hang this, I can probably leave it plugged in and everything. But oh, what do we got here? There's a screw sticking out there. Not sure if that was my doing or someone else's. Maybe I looked at it and didn't have a belt and didn't go any further. I reckon that will need to lift up enough to get that out there, won't it? Sometimes you cheat a little bit. It's not a good idea though, because you risk getting grease on it, but yeah, that just slid under there. And I don't think there's any grease. There's a little bit of something that picked up, but not. If there was grease, it's probably dried up long ago. Now, eBay belt kits. Another rescue again, hopefully. I think I put one in one of those other ones, so the Audio Sonic, one of its decks. So hopefully we've still got a short, that one's kind of getting shorter. Got anything much better than that? That's a really short one, we don't want that. Yeah, these belts disappear at a rate of knots around here at the moment. I think that might be the last one I've got around that size. I'm not sure it's even short enough. Something, it's very sticky on that motor, yuck. Ugh, now it's on my hand. Maybe it is my hand that's sticky and I'm just touching it on the motor and noticing it sticks to that. There you go, there we go. So again, this is not a boombox I'm particularly excited about, but it would be nice to at least get it going, get rid of any belts that have the risk of going rubbery, or not rubbery, they are meant to be rubbery, but gooey. That is too, oh, that's already slipping. Oh, is it on the motor though? Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's no good. I think I might have done my dash with these belts already. That was very close to the original, but maybe not as close as I thought. Oh no, in hindsight, I should have stretched them a bit more. Just fits inside that one, the old one. So is there anything in here? Maybe there's some others, but I don't think so. So you need to buy these belt kits pretty regularly, I think, because they disappear awfully quick. That's too short. No, I've pilfered it, I think. Pilfered every useful belt out of it. Oh, here we go. No. If the old one stretches before a new one, when you do that, then the new one's too long. Damn. So I might have to raid my proper belt collection. Get some odds, I'll find out what size these are. Oh, we've got a 63 and a 66 still in the stock. That's virtually identical. Oh, is that small enough that it might just... I need to so rid of this deck. I think wants a 60 size belt. I wasn't going to bother buying another one because I thought, well, I've used that now. It'll be 20 years before I need another one, but as things are, that might not be the case. Oh, I forgot to put my 57 back. Well, that's the 57, did I check that? I did, didn't I? That was quite a bit smaller. Surprising how much small increments of diameter, which I think these are rated, the length is in diameter, but to order them you go by length. These belts come via the diameter, I guess, of whatever the material was they were cut from. I guess a few millimeters different diameter on a circular form will make a bit of difference. There's quite a lot between a 40 and 50 millimeter pipe, for example, or an 80 and a 100, so but you wouldn't expect so much just between a 60 and a 63 or something. This might just be tight enough, though I think I would probably be ordering a 60. That might actually be perfect. It's not, could be a little sloppy, either a 60 or 63 probably would work in this. I think that 63 will be fine. At least it's definitely not putting too much tension on it or anything. Is this the correct screw, this hole? I think the other one had a big long one like this. I reckon I just looked at it, gone the belts not too good, maybe pulled it out to see. I reckon that's, I've actually taken it out, that's what would have happened. Looked in my belt kit, gone, I haven't got anything from about 40 to about 70, so one day I'll get a belt for that. I better put that 69 where it belongs before I think of it. I might save all those bags because you never know, I might actually order some more of these, but I can't see much point if I'm not going to. I just want to have a bit of a go at some of these again for old time's sake. And then I can't see me doing any more tape players again. Now I'm going to wrap those wires around. Let's just get this back in place. We've got a record switch tab there, it's got to come up. Oh, they didn't stay under there, did they? LED's getting in my way. I think that wire's in the right place. Oh, that is, oh, of course, here we go again. I'm going to say the record tab is nowhere near the record switch, but that's because the circuit board's lifted thanks to the power cord. Now, I'll have to put that down, don't I? That maybe all this one needs. I wouldn't be surprised, like I say, it's in quite good condition, this one. Don't really like the fact those speakers just kind of sit there. I guess the other half presses down on them a bit, but you wouldn't think it'd make the best, or for the best tonal qualities. I guess if they're pushed in a bit, they're probably not too tinny. Case probably comes in and closes around them, and that's got a lot of torque, heaps of torque. Yeah, I think that belt's quite acceptable. Could have probably gone a little tighter, but to be honest with these old motors, it's probably better to go on the loose side. What's the sound going? A lot of buzz. Okay, have I disconnected an earth here? Because I don't see an earth on this mech. I don't remember unscrewing anything. Sure sounds like I did though. Out wires are some random black wire going to the LEDs. We've got head wires coming down. We've got two wires. This doesn't have an earth on it that I can see unless it's earthed by something else screwing together. I've put screws there. No, I don't think it is. I'll just listen to that if I take the... Oh, is that just the hiss from the amp? Yeah, you can hear a bit. If there's no loose wire in here, it can't have had an earth on it. There's got to be one hiding here somewhere, surely. Maybe it's just a cheapo design that they didn't... A little bit of noise. I think that's mostly just the amp. It is just a cheap boombox after all. Oh, there's the earth there. It goes to the head and the head. Oh, head bolt. Yeah, that would be it then. As the method's right on that. Is that head sitting in there right? It looks a bit lopsided for some reason, but to be fair, I think that's got a bit of muck on it too. Oh yeah, that's got the old stain of, so I think one end of it just had a little bit on there. That's probably enough to dull that right down. When you get a decent blob of tape oxide on there, it'll make them sound terrible. At least the capstan comes clean easily. It's got quite a bit on it and it all rubs off nicely. Okay, let's try again. Oh, much better. Very hard to get the... Let's try the radio. Very hard to get it right.
This is a film that doesn't take a judgmental view on reproductive health. An unrealistic film about
it's just because they're loose at the moment.
As Latowski had her own personal experience to draw from in creating this character. The film is called Other People's Children, and it looks...
Ah, there. Yeah, we've got a channel down for sure, but owning the tape, perfectly good, it's just noise. I don't think there's anything on at the moment. It's not too bad, but it sounds a little bit down in one channel. But that's probably about the performance you'd expect from something like this. Not going to get much better than that. That is the most annoying feature of this thing. Can't lie on its back. Let's give those dust caps a quick clean, because there's nothing worse than those lacking a shine. Just got to be careful not to bend them in. I've cleaned the heads and stuff, so I think that's about it for this one. Dust inside. I'll go and clean that out and put it back together. It'll probably sound a bit better with the speaker screwed back into the cabinet. That's it, isn't it? Something, is it just... Yeah, it's been burnt, I think. Oh, that's a very sticky bird poo. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find the bit. I've got the old Dick Smith catalogue somewhere, so... See if I can find this in their catalogue, but I'm pretty sure it was a $99 special somewhere around the mid-80s. This one's got a few scrape marks on the back, so hasn't had the easiest life by the look of it, but it's in a lot better condition than many of them. I guess I should dig the other one out because it's probably time that one went in the bin, I think. That's more the sort of condition a lot of them are in. Yeah, maybe that stuff on top will scrape off, I don't know. Not sure if it's eaten into the plastic or what it is. The blue there, that looks more like bird poo. Why would have bird poo on it? I don't know, but it's always possible. We've got a screw left over, that was under the handle, I think. Yeah, there's always one designed to make you forget it. Oh, come on, get in there. They always droop downwards a bit, but usually when you can see the hole you can get it, but sometimes not. Ah, I'm blind, I didn't even see the sticker right next to the other one, made in Taiwan. How did I miss that? I was looking at this label, didn't even see the... Sometimes you're just blind to something that's right in front of you. especially if you're focused on something else. So it's a Taiwanese, not a Hong Konger. Interesting, even though Hong Kong were making ones of the same deck around the same time. But maybe the... oh, that must be... Where's that? No, that's not the tuning knob. What is going on there? Have I lost... it's still attached to it. There's a metal piece. I was going to say there's a metal spring gone somewhere. I wonder if I can get that on there with it on there. Probably. Oh, it does. I'm going to say that's way too loose. And don't tell me I lost the other one. So that's what this sounds like with a bit of... Should be a bit bassier and more solid sounding. And we can actually lie it on its back if need be. Though the door doesn't want to open.
Question, tell me what you think about me. I got my own diamonds and all they ring.
So it doesn't sound too bad. Certainly a bit beefier than it was in pieces. The speaker's hanging in the breeze. That tape, I think, is starting to maybe even get a bit of damage from magnetism and stuff from sitting around here and me recording over it and stuff. So it sounds better, but that channel, possibly the head's a bit out or something like that one I looked at before. Maybe a few of these heads get out on one channel. It wasn't impossible to find things like that. I've certainly changed a few heads in cassette players, usually in these kind of things, over the years for things like that. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad with the clear tape in it. That clear tape through the clear door kind of gives it a nice aesthetic in a way. But you can see all the heads and everything go up, which is interesting. I've kind of made that look a bit like it's got fake LED level meters or something with a little ripply effect in the plastic. Looks like we've only got a one mono microphone hiding in there. That doesn't sound too bad. I mean, that's passable. That channel is a tad down, so I'm not sure about that, but it seems to be something in the head area is probably a bit out. And that does come off. Yay. Hope it is bird poop after all. If I could get these top bits cleaned out, which I might give that a quick go at, this thing actually wouldn't look too bad. It doesn't need much of a clean up. Oh, compared to the ones I've just done, this is clean as. Just that bit of silver paint missing there. I think you can get like model car paint or something to match these things, or even actual car paint. You could probably get them to make up a batch of whatever colour you wanted, but I don't know about in small quantities. But it's kind of thing that would be handy to have to patch up some of these boom boxes. Just the little scratches and stuff on them. Yeah, if these tops were clean, that would make all the difference to it. I could almost get them out with the toothbrush, I think. It's just, oh, is that dust left there? And this one looks a bit like it's been a bedroom or bathroom set, and they've just left all the dust. It's just that kind of human skin dust looking stuff, unfortunately. Not dirt. It's got that kind of white, it's probably more lint than anything. Bits of cloth. I guess it all gets pounded up into very small bits and turned into dust. It's that kind of stuff though, or paper dust or something along those lines. Because that just makes it look absolutely horrible. With that gone, this would be a half decent looking boombox. And yeah, it's going to take a bit of work to get all that out of there. But that already looks a ton better. Much better. Get the rest of it out from under those. Whoops, under those handle, or the handle recess. Those bits that stick up from the handle. Oh, look at the difference between one side and the other. That's just filthy and disgusting. Again, not a great design having these things on them in the first place. I can probably brush a lot of that out of there now. What's left? Just only a tiny amount. And that handle's got grotty bits on it. In the little grip parts. And that's got some of the worst of it off anyway. Bit down in those gaps. Oh, I've turned it down. Yeah, so I think we'll call that one fixed, besides a bit of cleaning. Now I'll just have a look at the other one that's basically the same machine, but it's had a harder life, that one. And this is its sun-drenched brother. The door's gone almost yellow. And if you look at the speakers, it's actually got a couple of holes in it now, but the speakers are very... Oh, look at that one, terrible condition. Paper feels real thin. I've probably damaged those. So it's got a bit of, because it's been lying around with the cover loose on it, but it really had no value left. I had the mech out of it, obviously, and yeah, the board's probably perfectly fine in it. Probably work alright as a radio. I guess we can always plug it in and try it, because there's no reason why this won't run fine as a radio, even without a mech in it. Oops, don't like those speakers sitting in like that, but that's the way they decided to do it. Oh, we've got a red light, we've got sound, we've got a scratchy volume control. There's another station. So not as sensitive, this one, I think. Doesn't seem to pick up as well. It's a classic FM, alright, that. On the other station. Doesn't seem very good on the radio. Oops. Doesn't seem as loud as the other one for some reason. All quarters is sensitive. But yeah, you can see the top of the case is disgusting. Looks like it's got actual damage, or is it just dirt? I think it's got like cigarette tar coating or something horrible. No battery cover, rotted battery terminals, a bit corroded anyway, not too bad, or some worse. So yeah, I think that one is a dumpster job. I might pull the board out of it and keep it for parts, so it's not, and I'll just chuck the rest on the dump, I think, because it's not even worth putting in e-waste. It's melted on the end here as well. Got a big loopy bit there. And yeah, I don't think even the door's worth keeping. Technically the door frame, oh no, does this come off? It's all one piece, so that's been absolutely fried. Otherwise I'd always worth keeping the doors off, and just in case one of the pins gets broken or something, but in this one, even the door spring or something sometimes worth keeping, but I don't think there's any really salvageable parts out for this type of model. I don't think the speakers are worth keeping, especially now they've got a couple of holes, but they're so sun cooked. I doubt the cardboard was real good on them anyway. Anyway, we've got the other one going. I'll give that a clean up, and that can go on the pile of finished boomboxes. So thanks for watching.